ready for departure. Flight 527, runway 8 kilo, you're clear for takeoff.
Huh? Hey everybody,
Hi everyone,
Mr. and Mrs. Traveler here.
it's El Cosquam.
All right, thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. So we wanted to bring you some information. We did kind of an experiment, and on our trip going over to the Mediterranean, we flew into Rome. We used Portugal Airlines. It's called TAP, T-A-P, and it is Portugal Airlines. So we wanted to take some time to review it for you, show you some footage and some pictures that we took on board the flight, and just kind of give you our general feedback about it.
We're going to talk about the food. We're going to talk about how comfortable we were. We're going to talk about what we liked, what we didn't like, because this is our first international flight on an international airline.
All right. Well, we have flown just about as long when we went to Hawaii as far as time goes. This
Yes.
one was a little bit further, not by much, but long stretch of flight. So Portugal Airlines is based in, as it would say, in Lisbon, Portugal. It's that's their main headquarters, and so flying from the United States, they have really two main airports. They do fly from a lot of different airports, but the two main that I want to focus on are Miami and New York. TAP Airlines is a member of the Star Alliance, so they can partner with tons of different airlines to do connections to get you to Miami or New York as well. Or you might be able to find yourself a cheap alternative to get to New York or Miami and then jump on board this flight. And the reason I want to focus on New York and Miami is because those two markets have practically brand new airplanes coming out of those markets that go to Lisbon. Very comfortable plane. Here's a picture of it here. It has a configuration of 2 seats by the window on either side and 4 seats in the middle. So it's a nice wide body jet. It's a Neo class that TAP has purchased, and they're continuing to invest in more new aircraft. Now, over in the European side, they're more of a low-cost carrier for the Europeans, but we flew into Lisbon and then got off of the wide-body jet into a regular plane and took that from Lisbon to Rome for about a 2.5-hour trip, and the flight was just as comfortable as a regular airline. No complaints at all.
It really was. Once we got to the tarmac, you had to go outside to walk up the stairs, but that was the only, I would say, minor inconvenience of the trip. Is a long flight of stairs, and I'm showing the footage right here where we had to kind of, grab our things and just go up the stairs, and that was just one of the things that you want to think about if you elderly, handicapped, got kids, grandma, grandpa. You want to take into consideration these very, very long flights. We're going to try to be as detailed as we possibly can when we tell you about it.
Yeah, so, and when you fly into Lisbon, Lisbon is a small airport but very busy, and particularly because of TAP. So you may or may not have to go and debark from the ramp side. On the way there, we did have to debark, and then we embarked on the ramp. And then on the way back home, we were supposed to do a ramp and then a ramp again, but something happened. They had to switch our aircraft, so we had to end up going out on the tarmac side. So purchasing seats on this flight, and I'm going to give you some examples of the fare that we paid for this particular trip that we just did in
still in the tea.
September 2023. All right, so there's 3 different kinds of seating on board this flight. You have economy, you have economy plus, and you have the business class. We went with economy plus because being able to have the comfort, a little bit wider seat, a little bit more of an incline was important to me. I get a little antsy on long flights.
Yeah, Mr. Traveler, he really don't like a tight situation. He like a lot of room. He brings all his equipment with him, so he likes to be comfortable. And I would say he was pretty comfortable on this one.
Yep. So we opted for the economy plus. The seats did lean back really nice angle on there. Now, if you're sitting behind that angle, it kind of gets in your face a little bit, but the screen, your TV screen pulls out and angles so you can get the right angle on there. And as long as you've got your seat reclined back as well, it's really not that bad. Wait a minute, we forgot to do our ad.
We forgot to do the ad. If you're ready to go to the Mediterranean for 2 weeks, or if you want to sail anywhere in the world, or if you want to fly anywhere in the world, give us a call. 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com. We would be more than happy to handle your vacation needs, because I know you need a vacation.
Back to the video.
Which they had 150 movies that just came out, so everything was up to date, trending. But like Mr. Traveler said, once you lean the seat back, you have to kind of pull the little TV out so you can see it a little better. And I was comfortable. You know, me and Mr. Traveler, we almost 6 feet, so in person you would be like, wow, they tall. It was good for our long legs.
Yep. And like she was saying, every seat has a ton of movies on these long flights. Weren't bored at all on the way there. We slept. On the way back, I stayed up because I wanted to try to get my body back used to the time difference.
Right.
But anyway, we opted for the economy plus. Let's talk about the difference between the economy and the economy plus. The width of the seats may be a couple inches wider, and the seat leans back a little bit further than the economy. The economy might be here. The economy plus is here.
And then the business class is flat.
Yeah, but we'll get to that because I know most people want to know, okay, should I opt for the economy plus? And I'm going to tell you what took me over the edge with the economy plus, is because if you purchase the economy plus, it includes 2 check bags a piece. Both can be up to 50 pounds. And I'm like, oh, that's great. Because we
were going for like 14 days.
Yeah, we were gone, I think, total of 16 days all in all.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's perfect. I know we're going to be bringing a ton of luggage with us. So I opted for that. So it's the comfort factor, and the cherry on top was the bags. So I'm like, sweet, nice.
That worked out.
So that's the differences between the economy and economy plus. The seats were Recaro seats. They were very comfortable. Because we sat in the two-person configuration by the window, we got up every couple hours, stretched our legs, went to the restroom.
Tap for giving us a pillow and a blanket. I really like that. Yep. That was excellent. It wasn't even freezing on the plane. You know how when you get on the plane and you just freeze into your fingers, feel like they had freezer burn? It was not like that on tap. Everything was comfortable, and they had like little tiny retractable pillows in the seat.
Yeah, so it's adjustable headrest. They did give you pillows and blankets. That's for all the seats on board the plane. So now let's talk about the business class. The business class seats, they do lay flat into a bed. We didn't have a chance to actually try these. We did not get an opportunity to experience that. I wasn't going to pay the extra money for it. But
right. Can you stretch all the way out? No. You have to kind of curl up a little bit, but you do be flat.
So the reviews that I've read about the business class, and we were able to see them because we were right there in the economy plus, which is right behind there. So we did get a good opportunity to see them.
Here's the footage right here. I stuck a little footage. There it is.
So I do kind of agree. They're saying, so once you lay it down into bed, you got to kind of tuck yourself up under the seat in front of you.
Yeah, your legs will be kind of bent.
It gets a little tight and it's a little uncomfortable to lay flat. The other problem that I see on there is if you like a window seat or something like that, up there in the business class on this flight. It's single seat along the windows and double seats in the middle that are kind of staggered. So if her and I were going to fly together, we would have to fly in the middle. You wouldn't be able to see out the window, and you'd kind of be in a little awkward situation there. So
Yeah.
just keep that particular part in mind with that flight. So I'm not sure if it's 100% worth it, but with that one, you get the pillows and the blankets as well, and you do get a toiletry bag to freshen up on board the flight. All right, so on board this flight from Miami to Lisbon, we were given dinner and we were given a snack.
It was good.
Yeah. So overall, the food was pretty good. I mean, it's you're on a plane, so what can I say?
I mean, it's not going to be a gourmet meal, but it fills you up.
And we weren't in business class or anything
That's
like
right.
that.
It got the job done.
So on the way there, we had the beef dinner. You get a roll, a salad,
It's right here.
and then they come back once you kind of get about a couple hours left in the flight, and they'll come do a snack for you. So the food on the way there was pretty good. It was
good.
Pretty solid meal.
What I didn't like was they gave you a tiny little water, but if you wanted a beer or wine, they gave you a big old cup.
Yeah, so like
we was getting 2 waters and 2 sodas for
right.
Mr. Travel.
So like I
don't
like
drink
soda, and they gave like a little shot glass. I'm like, dude, that's not even gonna wet my whistle,
I
you know.
didn't like that. The cups was like kitty cups,
So
so you had to keep asking.
lesson learned on the way there. On the way back, we brought some stuff with us.
Yes, we did.
Some drinks with us, so that just give me a cup of ice. I'm okay. I got my own. I hate to keep asking them.
I polled our audience and asked, what do you guys like to bring? And they commented below all kinds of things: deli sandwiches, cookies, chips, all kinds of things, even healthy snacks that they like to bring. So keep in mind, when you on these long 14, 15, 16-hour flights, bring your own food.
Right. So they did feed you, but I would recommend bringing a couple of snacks with you. I had some crackers with me. We ended up bringing a bottle of water, brought a soda with us, just to have some in-between snacks or whatever like that. So let's talk about price.
Yeah.
So from Miami to Lisbon, they were by far the cheapest option. I think the next flight up that we were looking at was British Airways for Economy Plus. So I'm going to tell you what we paid for Economy Plus for the 2 of us round trip was $2,023 total round trip. What that included was our round trip airfare, and I also opted to purchase the lounge access in Lisbon on the way back because we had a roughly a 4-hour layover. So we opted to do the lounge access in there as well. So that it included that charge there, which was $78. So if we didn't do the $78, we would have been under $2,000 for a round trip ticket. I believe when I looked at the Economy Plus for Air France, it was somewhere in the $2,800 range.
That was a nice savings.
Now, if we would have went economy, I'm kind of going off the top of my head here of what it was, but I know that it was probably around the $1,600 range. We would have opted for the economy instead of the Economy Plus. I'm going off the top of my head here of what it was, but I want to say it was somewhere in the $1,600 range total round trip. Now, that did not include the bags. So if you go to add the bags, you can understand why I did the Economy Plus, which included the bags, because
it worked out.
For a couple $100 more, I can have Economy Plus. Made sense, right?
Yes, and the chair laid back enough for me and Mr. Traveler.
Yep.
We were knocked out.
So another thing that's really good about TAP Airlines that I want to let you know about. So they have a program. If you go to book the airfare, they allow you to do a free layover in Portugal. So let's say if you're going on a cruise on a Saturday and you fly out on a Wednesday, you can actually do a free layover in Lisbon and stay there for a couple of days, maybe Wednesday and Thursday. You can experience Portugal and then continue your flight on to wherever else is you're going. So they don't charge you anything additional for that, for the stop in Lisbon. So what am I saying? So the airfare that we paid, the $2,000 round trip, if we decided that we wanted to do a stopover in Lisbon, the airfare would have still been the $2,000, but instead of the day we went, we would have flew the same day, but then we would have had 2 or 3 days in Lisbon and then continued on to Rome, and it would have been the same airfare. They don't charge you anything additional. You still have to get your hotel and all that stuff in Lisbon. Don't get me wrong there, but it's a cool way if you want to add Portugal to your stop. On your way over to Europe, and just check that one off your bucket list.
Sometimes it's best to get off if you have those long flights, to just get off and do a day or two layover somewhere to give you a break from flying. You can get right back on and finish up. The flight is not that bad, but some people really love their straight flights. They just want to get it out the way and go from point A to point B. I got you.
Excellent. Anyway, overall, very pleased with TAP Air Portugal. I give them a solid 9 out of 10. The plane was beautiful, big. We didn't feel hardly any turbulence at all. My only beefs with them were the little shot glasses for the drinks.
Can I drink a kid's drink of water?
And
B, I need a big cup.
And B, this happened both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Our flight was delayed about an hour out of Miami because the flight was late coming into Miami because of weather or something. And then again, our flight was late from Lisbon back to Miami because of an issue with the airplane or whatever the issue may be. We departed Lisbon late as well.
Yeah.
Both of those flights, they did not make up 1 second of time in the air.
No.
We left Miami an hour late. We arrived in Lisbon an hour late. And I would say this, we already had a tight connection in Lisbon. We had to do the OJ through the Lisbon airport to catch our flight. The staff was really good though. They were like Rome. So they were getting us coming off the plane and directing us to the next plane, but we still had to go through passport control.
Yeah.
And we had to get to our next gate.
So which was about 2 o'clock in the morning.
The good thing about the Air Portugal is you didn't have to reclaim your luggage though.
No, you just walked from one plane to the next.
Yeah, but our carry-ons and all that stuff had to go through security. And then we went and got onto a new flight going out of a different gate. We did make our flight. They were very helpful in that. And then again, on the way home, the flight was late. They did not make up any time in the air at all. So, I
agree. I'll give them a 9 out of 10. I did not like the boarding process. When we first got there, the boarding process took so long. Oh my God, we were standing up forever. But once we got on board, the staff was just amazing.
Yeah.
And they made up for it, and the food made up for it. And the tiny little cups, I dealt with them. As long as they gave me 2 or 3 of them, I was good.
Yeah,
I would recommend this one.
The boarding was both all the times was a little bit confusing and a little bit disorganized.
It was. It's a new line. So
it's a new line for us over here. They've been doing it for a while over there. So
it's new to us.
But anyway, I would strongly suggest if you're going to fly them to purchase the shortcut boarding. I think it was like $12 or $13.
I think it's worth it.
But you get to go in the first group to get on the plane, and it's a little less confusing like that. Even when we were the first group, we had to kind of fight through the crowd who were the second and third groups to get on board the plane. And so it was just a little confusion there, but all in all, it was really good. So give TAP Portugal a chance. Your next flight out, they go to a ton of destinations, so give them a shot, check them out. And we want to thank you for tuning in today.
And thank our group for going to the Mediterranean with us. We enjoy each and every one of you. Everybody who flew, comment below and let us know how it was on your first long flight, international flight. Comment below and let us know. We want to hear about it. And thank you so much for watching. If you can, or if you're ready to go to the Mediterranean and do a 2-week cruise like we did, give us a call, 877-697-4470, or we can be reached at www.mr-traveler.com. We would be more than happy to help you.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Life's short.
Have fun.
See Boardwalk, Disney.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Smoke a cigarette. I can't breathe.
Like a little clown car. Bloopers.
Yes, Sure.
forgot to look up what type of airplane this was. A330 Neo or is it A300 Neo? Okay.
Is it?
So, and then the
Hold on.
the business. So,
Okay.
so the.
Just get it out the way and go. They just want to. Hold on, man. You're gonna probably have to say it.
Now we're back to playing.
Don't start talking about it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
What was I saying?
You're talking about
Oh, the layover.
the layover. Oh, take it. Oh.
Right. Jingling, baby.
Go ahead, baby.
You jingling, baby.